Hello and welcome to this video, and to be starting it in the evening, which is something I never do, but I know tomorrow morning is going to be a bit hectic, so I thought let's start the video now and then we can not worry about it in the morning essentially. I've also had a bit of a eventful evening in that I nearly set my hair on fire. Well, no, I did set my hair on fire, I just caught it very quickly. So it smells really bad because it's all like singed and stuff. I was making pasta and I leant forward, and obviously my hair is long, so it landed in the flames. I went and I caught it before it, engulfed my whole head. So yeah, that's a dramatic way of starting the evening. Pete's out at paddle. He's having his first go at paddle tennis. I don't know if that's its full name. There's some sort of business networking thing as well, so he's doing that. And the reason why I'm starting it now is because tomorrow I have my driving theory test. So I've got to go and do that, so I'm going to be going in with them in the morning, so with Pete and Eloise when she goes to nursery, and then I'll make my way over to the test centre for my theory test. So I've got that, followed by an eye test. Thought as I was in town I might as well do it, and I don't think I've had an eye test for about 3 years, so we're going to go and do that. Got a few things I want to do in town ahead of our holiday. If you saw my last video you'll see I was preparing, so I need to go and buy that vest top and things like that. Meeting Pete for lunch. So yeah, I've got a whole day sort of set out, and I thought I'd take you along with me for it, and hopefully I'll pass this theory test because I don't want to have to redo it. I have been practicing over the last 2 days. So I think I've done it like 5 times, and I've passed both sections all 5 times, but I feel like I've sort of learnt the questions that they have on that, and if they don't use those questions I'm not sure how I'm going to do. But I was going to say wish me luck, but I mean by the time this video comes out I'll have already passed it. Jeff! Can anyone offer a solution, because this hound over here, yes, I haven't tidied the clothes up because I had to put to bed and stuff, and I made dinner, but my hair didn't do that. But yeah, this dog here, Jeff, he has a habit of sniffing by our big windows here, and it's really irritating. Jeff! There he goes. It's really irritating, and it doesn't matter whether we have the curtains open or shut, he still does it. So any suggestions on what we can do, let me know. So yeah, I thought I'd bring you along. Obviously I can't film in my test or my eye test, but you can come with me for the day and we'll see where we go to. So welcome to the video, and I'll see you tomorrow. So I've made it to the test centre. I am about 10 minutes early before I need to go in, so I'm just going to sort of loiter here for a bit and hope for the best. I really need a wee. A bit nice nerves. But yeah, fingers crossed this all goes well. Let's see what happens. Please excuse the music. I'm in TK Maxx because it was the closest shop, and I've always wanted to look at their book selection. I did it. I passed. I'll talk to you more when I'm at home. Man, that was stressful. I haven't done an exam in I don't know how long, but yeah, I did it. So now I'm going to have a look at books and then go for my eye test. So my eyes have been tested. Apparently I have great eyes and my vision's good in both eyes. It's deteriorated slightly. I've got a slight change in my prescription. But my eyes are healthy. My vision's good. Nothing to be concerned about. So that's helpful. I refuse to pay Specsavers prices for glasses, so I've taken my prescription away and I'm going to look online, because I mean their cheapest frames are 30 quid. Just a quick look on Glasses Direct, their cheapest frames are £9, so I'm going to have a look on there and do it that way I think. So yeah, I'm now doing a bit of a weird thing in that I'm leaving town to go and meet Pete for lunch at the Waitrose Cafe by his office, and then I'm going to head back into town because I now need to pick up the bits from the holiday, so like the white vest top, that kind of thing. So the shopping portion will be coming after lunch when I walk back the way I came, basically. And then from there, judge the time and decide whether I'm then gonna go and hang in Pete's office and read my book until he's ready to pick up Eloise and go with them, or whether to go back home. Knowing me, I'll probably do the latter. So yeah, that's my plan now. Right, I'm in Pete's office because it's about 4:15, so there's not a lot of point in me going home when he's going to be leaving in like an hour to pick up Eloise, so I thought I'd just come and sit here until he's ready to go. I've got my book with me anyway, so I'm going to do that. So it's a few days later, and I never did talk to you about the driving test, so I thought I would do that now. The theory, obviously I haven't actually taken the practical yet because I can't really drive a car. But I found it incredibly stressful, the impact. I said to you when I was in TK Maxx, I'd not taken an exam for ages. That wasn't the bit that really stressed me out. It was the long, drawn-out process before it. So when I went into the centre, obviously I had to have my phone off, and you have to show it. So you basically come in the door, you wait, they then call you. You have to show that you've turned your phone off, and they take your name and give you a locker. Everything goes in the locker, so then you're then sat with nothing. I mean, I even had to take my Fitbit off in case I could get onto the internet with it, which, I mean, this one is not going to do that. I mean, for one thing, you can't even see the time on it when you're outside. So a lot of good that would have done me in my theory test. But anyway, so I did that. Then you sit down for a while, and then they call you up again, and you have to, show your licence and do all the thing and sign and look at the camera and all of that. Then they make you sit down again for a while. Then they call you again, then they make you stand by the door for a while, then they take you in, then they have to do a full pat down on you, and I had to show the tops of my socks and my jeans waistband and all of that kind of stuff. And then finally I got to actually sit down and do the test. So it's that long drawn out part to begin with that just added to the tension that really didn't need to be there. But did the test. As I said to you, I'd been doing some practices, but obviously I've been doing those alongside my work, so I was just answering the questions and getting it done, and I was probably doing the test within 12 minutes. They give you 50 odd, but I was doing it within 12 minutes, the multiple choice questions, which is the bit that you start with. But this time I made sure that I read the question, read the answers, selected, checked it all over, and then went on to the next bit, rather than being a bit quicker with it, because there'd been occasions in my practices where I was a bit oh yeah, I didn't actually read that properly. So I had the time, so I did it. I still did it well within the 50 odd minutes that they get given, but it was fine. The questions, there were a few that I'd never had before, but thankfully those were a lot of sort of common sense ones that I could guess, I suppose, so that was fine. And then obviously you move on to the hazard perception, which is the bit that's been driving me insane in the tests, because when I do it and I click, when I'm saying that the hazard is developing, that you're marked 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I think you get a certain bit in time, and I keep getting my flag just before the 5, so I then don't get many points, because when I next click it's 3 or something like that. So that's been frustrating me immensely in the practice. And none of the videos were the ones I'd seen on the practice tests, so there we go. So I did that. Then came out, did all of that, and then you have to wait again for your blooming results to be printed. Then it's all folded up, and you have to make sure that the licence number is the same as yours. And then finally you can leave and open the piece of paper. But I skimmed through it and immediately thought I'd failed, because it tells you what you have to score, and I read that bit rather than what I actually scored. Rather than reading the first line that says congratulations, which I should have done. So I thought, oh damn it, I failed, and then I stopped and went, right, let's read this properly, and that's when I realised actually I did very well, if I do say so myself. I got 50 out of 50 on the multiple choice questions, which is obviously a pass, and there has a perception, I think I got 50 something out of 75, and the pass thing is like 40 something, I think, I can't remember. I could find the piece of paper and actually find this out properly, but I'm not going to do that. So yeah, the whole process of that, bit stressful, but it's done. And now the biggest stress is actually the practical part of it. The theory, I always knew I'd be able to pass it. The practical, I'm less certain. But obviously when I told my driving instructor, because I've had a lesson since because I had a lesson the day after, that I'd passed it, we were talking about it. He asked if I'd already booked. I was like, no. So we're talking about the options, and I think what we're going to do is I'm going to try both, because there's 2 centres near me. I'm going to try both areas of driving around those, and what I would have to do-ish before I then book it, and then we'll focus on the area that I've booked. I have a feeling I know which one I'm going to go for, because one is like high speeds and roundabouts, and the other is, you know, more narrow streets, slower driving, you know, more likely to have things come in, but it's slower. And I have a feeling I prefer that one, but I don't know yet because we haven't really done the high speeds dual carriageway stuff yet, because I'm not very good at driving at the moment, or I don't think I am. Maybe I'm better than I think I am, but I never think I'm good at anything, so that says something. But yeah, it's done, and yeah, and I have ordered some glasses from Glasses Direct, so hopefully they'll be coming soon. And I did buy a vest up from Primark. I actually went into loads of shops because I was, you know, willing to spend money, and then there was nothing that I want. I went into a load of charity shops, didn't have anything. I went into the Works, didn't even have a book there that I wanted. I tried on a dress in New Look because they were having some massive sale. I don't know if the store's closing down or something. So I tried on a dress because we've got a wedding coming up soon. And the dresses that I have that I could wear, I'm not feeling at the moment. So I tried on a dress there, but it didn't look right. The top bit did, but then it did this weird like seam thing around the bottom, and I didn't like that at all. Which is a shame because it was a £5 and it would have been great, but so yeah, there was like nothing that I wanted to buy, which is massively disappointing when you go out thinking, I'm going to spend money, but there we go. And coming up next in this video, yesterday we headed to see the Kaiser Chiefs. So for Christmas, although maybe it was more for me, but for Christmas I bought Pete a ticket to the Kaiser Chiefs gigs. It was happening at Temple Newsome in Leeds. It was like a day festival, so there was lots of acts coming up, and lots of people that we like. So Kaiser Chiefs are obviously the headliner. It was 20 years since their first album Employment came out, so they played that in full, and then other hits. We had Razorlight because it's 20 years since their first album, but they didn't play their whole album, they just played a selection of songs that they liked. We had Cribs, who turn out that they're local. They did play, because it's 20 years since their album, I think they did play that album. I didn't know many of the songs, and my favourite Cribs song obviously wasn't on that album because they didn't play that one. We had The Coral, who I enjoyed, and a few of their songs I know and like. We Are Scientists, who are actually the support of Kaiser Chiefs when I first saw them back. It was the tour for their second album that I saw them first. So that they did play their whole album, but the way that they did it was they played a couple that you liked, then they did all of the like album tracks, and then they did the most popular ones at the end. Then we had Hot Wax, which we caught a bit of, and then we missed the first one because we made sure that we got Eloise to bed so that my parents didn't have to do that part. So we spent the morning here, and then we headed off after lunch after she'd gone to bed, and my parents then had Eloise. So we had a really good day. Obviously I've taken a few clips of, or Pete took a few clips as well of the bands. So I will add all of those in now. Enjoy. So yeah, we had a really nice day. It was really fun to go out to a gig with Pete because I've not done that since, like, I think it was George Ezra was the last gig we went to, and I vlogged that, so I'll add it up here for you. And that was in 2022, so we've not been out for a gig for like 3 years. I mean, we've had a baby, so that's part of it. So that was fun, and we were obviously child free and all of that. We seem to do these sort of day festival kind of things quite often. We've sort of got it down now, although you do get a really sore back from just sort of standing and sitting around with not much comfort. But we did it, and this venue's on a hill, so we managed to get a good spot sort of halfway up the hill so we could see over everyone, so we could see the stage, but we weren't like uber close. Had some food. It was expensive, but it was fine. One thing that did annoy me though is in all of the stuff before it said about, you know, make sure that you've got an empty water bottle because you can't take water through, make sure that it's not like a Stanley Cup size, blah blah blah. So I took one of our metal bottles that we always take where Liz is like that. I was told I couldn't have it and I had to throw it away because it's metal, so we had to buy water and then we just refilled that bottle. But I was very angry. It's like, nowhere did they say no metal bottles. They mentioned Stanley Cups, why didn't they just say no metal bottles, because that would have covered it too. But hey, that didn't ruin the day. It was just a gripe at the beginning that I had with it. But yeah, all in all, fun time. And now we go on holiday tomorrow, so got to start preparing for that. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't, please go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.